We're an organic farm, 20-25 acres, with diverse horticultural produce, 52 weeks of the year producing fresh produce from carrots and beetroot through to Chinese artichokes and tomatillos. We grow 80 different varieties across the year, and we sell to the island through a veg box scheme which we've got a fantastic following with and some really good supporters. The environment's at the heart of what we do, and that's what drove us to be organic in the first place. My family's been where we are now for the last 100 years. I took over about 10-15 years ago. Food prices were the same then as they were in the 90s when my father was forced to pack up. So we started again with a different model based on the same prices but finding a way of selling direct to the public. That's the way we operate. We've done so now for the last 10 years. We get fantastic support island-wide. We work with chefs like Alex that you've just seen on the stage. We love what we do and we're really passionate about it.
Thanks. Well, and just you're only growing fruit and veg. You don't have livestock on the farm as well. Do you have a bit of livestock too?
We use 6 pigs, which I don't think they're quite pets. They're part of the rotation. So the 6 pigs have about 2 acres to roam at any one time, and we rotate them through the fields. They do a lot of foraging, eating a lot of the perennial weeds, fertilising the land for us, and a tasty bonus for the family from time to time.
So once in a while one gets retired into sausages and burgers.
You can't let them get too big.
No, absolutely. Brilliant. Organic with minimal input. What's your regime for nurturing the soil through the year to raise different crops on it at different times of year?
So it's rotation driven. Rotation is everything in an organic system. For example, we'll grow new potatoes, main crop potatoes. You need to use a plough you can't produce potatoes without ploughing, and actually we've tried various no-dig methods. Some work and some don't, it depends what you're doing. But if once the potato crop's finished, we'll clear the land, which is essentially a case of just running a big rake over the field. And then we'll sow green manure. The green manure is typically for us is a pea crop, which I just scatter from a bucket. It's just as quick as driving across the tractor on the scale that we operate at.
How long have you been using green manures? Because for the reasons we've been talking about, keeping soil covered rather than exposed, it's not just a soil health thing, it's a carbon thing, isn't it?
So we've been using green manures probably for the last 5, 6, maybe 7 years. And we tend to use them from 8 months to 12-month periods.
Oh really? So quite a long, almost a whole year of green manure on some parts of the farm?
Yeah, I mean for some things like some of the pea crops that we use, we allow them to flower and drop their seed, which is, if you listen to some of the seed catalogues, it's probably a no-no because they want to save some more seed. But what we find is that if you allow the crop to flower, drop its seed, you've got such fresh, good seed, you don't need to prepare the ground. The crop that's already there will mulch down, the seed will survive, the pigeons will take a few, but the plants will provide more than it needs to. And then we'll plough that green manure back in probably 8 to 12 months down the line, and you can see the effects in the soil. The soil just looks so much richer, it breaks up nicely, and then behind the plough you're ploughing in sort of bales of goodness.
And what are the crops that you're most proud of? Which vegetables do you point to as like, well, my soil, the Isle of Wight, it just couldn't come any better, and mine are the best that could possibly be? What gets you really excited? Because I mean, we're here because we're excited about food, and I can get as excited about a well-grown vegetable as I can about a well-made sausage. So just tell us a little bit. What have you got at the moment, right now? Late summer, or even early autumn if you like. What's coming out and making you happy?
I don't know if this is the right answer, but I love anything that we can grow in the polytunnels, because being a grower, I'm a complete control freak, and I can control it so much better in a polytunnel than I can outside.
What's in your polytunnel?
Romano peppers at the moment are great.
Right.
Bolotti beans, we've just been picking those this morning. They're great.
That's a podding bean, right?
That's a podding bean, yeah.
Yeah. We had some gorgeous Cavolo Nero on stage with Alex. I think that was yours as well.
Yeah.
Great stuff. We're going to wrap this up in about half an hour, at about half the hour. So I'd love to get some questions from the audience. Quite high levels of weeds.
We've learned to love our weeds. The insects love the weeds, and we love the insects. It's more about working out how you can live together quite happily. There's some crops you've really got to be on top of it for, and others they really don't mind. And a good example is cauliflowers. It's been such a wet summer, the weeds are up to here, but so are the cauliflowers, so we just walked through with a strimmer and cut them all back down.
So weeds and cauliflowers in perfect harmony. And of course, if you're a livestock farmer,